And we are on, and it's 35th episode of
35th
Suit
episode.
Yourself.
Yeah.
So many episodes. We should start what happened in our life this time.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we were also talking about it outside. 35th episode is quite a lot.
Yeah, we
And-
started in my apartment
Exactly.
without video.
Yeah, without video, we're sitting on your bed,
Exactly.
and we grew a lot. I mean, we have like
And then we started
Quite
on
a
the
setup
on the
now.
sofa.
yeah,
Every time I needed to rotate the sofa.
and we had the headphones.
We had headphones, we
Yeah,
had
yeah.
3 tripods that were falling. Those tripods, actually, they are not great, but yeah.
Yeah, but now we have multiple
cameras.
lamps, 3 cameras.
Yeah, we have very big lights. We have a studio.
Yeah,
We're
exactly.
growing, so guys, like this is another quality.
And the more the more it's going, the better the equipment is, and the more I'm dressing in a laid-back way. I'm out of my jungle boat. Right?
I have my own sample. It's Scolare, actually.
Scolare, yeah.
But wait a minute, what's happening here? Something is wrong. Oh, yeah, what? Something is wrong. Yeah, it's a sample, yeah.
Yeah,
So
and it's fun because what I'm wearing is like, there's all this military and second
Americana.
hand, which is very nice, and it's something that I like. But these shorts, they are actually they belong to my father when he was in the army, so they are
Yeah.
actually
so they have
from
a
family.
history, so they are
Yeah.
real vintage military.
Yeah,
Mhm.
exactly. But what are we going to talk about today?
Today about online bespoke.
Yeah.
That's a pretty interesting subject because there are a lot of online bespoke, and
Yeah,
bespoke
more and
should
more.
be more offline.
Yeah, and there's a lot of controversy just because of this. Because and I've been working with a bespoke company, so I can also tell the difference. But I would say that we're gonna be able also to talk a bit about brands that are doing this in a very nice way. Of course, these days everyone is talking about Ask Hockey, so it's going to be quite interesting to talk about this.
Exactly.
There's quite some stuff to say, I would say.
Yeah, because you have some bespoke suit.
Yeah, so I have a bespoke suit. It's not finished yet, actually. It's
from
one of my
Gothenburg.
good friends, exactly,
Mm.
that is doing it. So we can talk about the real experience on how does it feel. You also have some bespoke suits. So.
Yeah, I have from Warsaw tailor Sebastian Żukowski from Warsaw, Warszawa,
Yeah,
my
that's
home city.
That's something very special, and we can talk about this experience because I'm working with the made-to-measure brand now, and we can also talk about the difference. I would say that bespoke is probably not what most of people are expecting. You have a lot of expectation when you are thinking about bespoke.
Do you think that people really have expectations? Because we should start what bespoke really is.
Yeah. So that's the thing. So bespoke is really the ultimate experience. It's like the best thing that you can do in terms of craft. It's crafted by people that have
By tailors.
Exactly, tailors that have a lot of experience in what they are doing. They have their own way of doing their craft, and depending on the tailors you're gonna visit, he's gonna have his own style,
In-house style.
Exactly, but also the heritage that he's carrying is gonna be different. That's one thing. So some people think I'm gonna get I'm gonna get to decide what suit I'm wearing, but I would say that one of the first thing that you might not expect is that it's not exactly like this.
No.
You will wear the suit that he will make for you.
Exactly. It's really hard to push the tailor to do something that they're not really doing. They're not like familiar with.
Exactly.
But bespoke. So you go to a tailor, and tailor creates a pattern, the fit just for you.
Exactly.
He cut it. You can do whatever you want.
Yeah.
And you have made to measure, which is created on like already pre-made patterns.
Yeah. That you adjust and adapt.
You can adjust them, you can customize, but it's always with some limits.
Yeah.
Few like made to measure companies, they have maybe more options available. Some have maybe less. For example, I ordered one suit that I created. I thought that it will look good, but
Yeah.
You can, yeah, it's
We should. We have some pictures of them. Maybe we should show them.
yeah, you can find it at Vangelis. So guys, if you want to have something special, just check out Vangelis, a brown linen suit. I ordered 14 centimeters lapels, but I forgot to.
There are 3 buttons.
No, 2 buttons.
Oh,
But
there
it
are
looks, yeah, but the first button is very high.
Oh, I thought
And
it
I
was
for-
3 buttons. Because
No,
of
I
that.
forgot to adjust the high of the first button. So yeah, the lapels were just crazy. It looks like some
for
kind
that.
of Batman outfit.
Yeah, more the Joker in this case.
Yeah, but the suit is really cool if you like the design. I don't like it because it makes me even wider. But you have Western yoke. Not many made to measure
yeah.
companies can do that. So it was really cool.
And that's the point. I would say that if we were to do some kind of comparison, I would say that in made to measure, you have way more freedom to do something that you really want to have.
You can and you cannot, because it's always limited to their possibilities in the manufacture. It's like
but usually you don't want something too crazy. But I mean, it's easier to have something that you expect within certain boundaries. But I mean, when you are going bespoke, you never do something very crazy, to be honest. You do the very typical suit.
But why? Because it's expensive.
Because
if you're not limited with the budget, you can do whatever you want. I wanted to create a jumpsuit. But my tailor said that it will be difficult to have the perfect fit because it always needs to be oversized. So he said that no, just do it made to measure, or just buy something. It's not worth it because you will never see that it's actually bespoke.
Yeah, that's true. No, but that's the thing. In bespoke, people are never doing really crazy stuff, to be honest. They are doing the very classic suit, but they just want to have this very classic suit that they're going to be able to wear quite often, but they want to have it in a bespoke way. So it's in a very special way. But again, you don't really decide exactly how it's going to fit, or this is the tailor that decide for it.
They have their in-house style.
Exactly.
They have experience. They have some kind of.
And you don't really dare to
it's
tell
a person.
tailor.
It's a person. So they are creating the suits that actually they have in their heads.
Yeah, exactly.
In their minds. But okay, so bespoke it's usually offline in a bespoke atelier.
You meet him a few times. Up to 6 times. It's 80 hours of work.
Exactly.
So it's a craft. You are really paying for something that is tradition. That it's something special in that regard. It's almost a piece of art that you are wearing. So.
Yeah, it is. It's craftsmanship. It takes time. They need to have experience, master tailors, and made to measure is created by a factory.
It's created by a factory, so it will depend. The quality of your made to measure will depend on the quality of the service that is given to you by the advisor. So the better the advisor is, the more you're gonna have something that is very nice.
Because it's put in some system and it's just usually cut by. I don't know. Is it cut? Sometimes it's even cut by a machine.
It depends. So many providers have different way of doing it. You know, some providers, I'm personally working with, for example, they're even allowed to have handmade in Italy. So you can go up to that type of quality.
Made to measure.
Yeah.
But then this handmade, it's not like the whole suit is handmade, whole garment.
It can be the whole suit.
Really?
Yeah. But then the price is increasing drastically. And I would say, I didn't really know the difference. Some people that tried it told me that some critical parts, for example, the shoulders, you can feel the difference because it's way smoother in the way it's made, and you have some extra comfort.
Yeah, but what's the difference then between made to measure, handmade, and bespoke then?
Exactly, and that's exactly my point. The limit or the boundaries in between a okay bespoke and a very great made to measure is very mild. It doesn't almost exist, so it's very thin. You can have something that is a quality of bespoke in the way you will feel it, in the way it's going to be made, and bespoke for a way better price. So at some point, you know, it becomes, which is very interesting when you are on budget, which is very sad for Bespoke, because this is also the reason why Bespoke is disappearing. I mean, it got stronger, and now it leveled on a certain point, and I don't think that those bespoke ateliers that survived the crisis of the last 30 years will disappear.
And a lot of bespoke ateliers actually sell made to measure also, because then they can scale up.
Yeah,
bespoke
exactly.
You cannot, because
it's the only way. Exactly,
because it's just time consuming.
Exactly.
And
if you have more clients, you just need to pay more your tailors.
and you know, for example, I have this one is made to measure, but I have some handmade stitches, handmade details. It depends how much extra you want to pay. Sometimes people, they don't even know that they can have it like that. So they're not gonna feel the difference. But but you know, the most the biggest difference for me was the cut, the shape, the fit. How it was tailored. So for me, it was when, for example, a few years back, when suits were more slimmer, then going to a bespoke with my, for example, silhouette, I needed to go bespoke. But right now, when I prefer looser fits, I can go to made to measure, and it depends how much options made to measure manufacturer offer me. I can adjust everything, and you know that it's also something that is called semi-bespoke. You know what it is?
No,
because I
kind of know, because but the problem is everyone try to slide into those new definitions. So
no, it's like you get the biggest parts of the garment already made. So for example, like fronts of the jackets, like pockets, it's made to measure but then they put together at the bespoke atelier. And it's a bit cheaper. It's less time consuming for the tailor, but still like the thing that your fit depends on, that the parts of the garment, they are put together by a tailor offline. So can you even, you know, we are talking about Ask Oki. His suits look really good. They are a bit looser. The fit is very original. It gives me like more those 40-30s vibes.
I don't think it suits everyone, but I definitely think it's very interesting. That's funny. So let's jump into it. So I would say that bespoke online bespoke became quite popular, especially in the last 10 years, thanks to American company. I think Americans are always a bit more bold in that regard. Europeans are carrying some heritage, and in Europe it's very difficult to talk about those things without having everyone jumping on you. I remember that when I was trying to develop some bespoke shirting for people being abroad, I started discussing with some on very obscure and geek forums about it, what people were feeling about it, and they were mad. People got very mad about the idea.
Yeah, because the society of menswear dudes are pretty traditional.
Yeah, exactly. Especially on those very niche forums where there's no discussion. And I think it's...
no place for something new.
Yeah, exactly. And that's a bit the problem. I would say that's the limit. I completely understand that you need to carry some heritage and you need to protect it. And that's what I've been doing when I was in this atelier. I wanted to protect and to show how important it is, how beautiful it is. But there is also some other possibilities to go around. And there is, I mean, you cannot just restrict a whole area and prevent those houses, for example, from growing and let them die just because you don't want to open yourself up to some other things. It's exactly these topics that we are discussing about with AI. Should we ban it completely? Should we try to work with it? So it's a never-ending topic.
It's a tool.
We don't really have the choice.
It's like with dating apps.
Yeah, exactly.
You can still be traditional, even finding your partner on dating apps, but you can also just F around and find out.
Exactly. And that's exactly the same thing with this. You can completely fuck up the quality and the beauty behind the bespoke by lying about the qualities, but you can also open this up and give it accessible to more people.
You know that I've heard about some tailor, I don't want to say names here, that offered bespoke suits, but they were actually made to measure, and
Yeah.
even on glue without even canvas.
Yeah, I heard about things like this also.
Yeah.
But
And a lot of people, they don't know the difference. It's like when I was a personal trainer, guys, I saw a lot of personal trainers without any, they just looked good.
yeah.
They looked good, but they didn't have the knowledge how to work with people over 30, and they were just showing this exercise, this machine, and stuff.
Yeah, but because we're living in a world of just appearance. So,
but you know, even those suits that's supposed to be bespoke, I saw those suits on his clients, and I saw something on Instagram profile made for some influencers.
They don't look that nice.
No, they were not that nice. I don't know if it's because the customer is not so picky, it's not so knowledgeable about it.
It's like I mentioned, there's also the strengths and the aura of the tailor. You know, the tailor is saying something and you don't really dare to say anything about
but if you're going to a bespoke atelier, you know who's the tailor. You're talking to the tailor or not. Because my tailor, example, I'm Sebastian. I'm talking to him, and he sometimes even creates the garment or some important things, or like just looking at it.
Yeah.
Because he has his own tailors, but still, it's him just standing by them and showing what they need to do.
Always.
But all those online bespoke, it's some third party is doing that, so you don't even know who is creating this and what's the style of this person.
No, exactly. So, but it's a brand style. Then it's not. There's not the personal touch behind it.
Yeah, exactly.
And so 10 years ago, I think it grew a lot with this brand that is still performing. It's called Article of Style.
Mm-hmm.
I think they are located in New York, and they were making this bespoke online. And what it means is that they are basically helping you taking measurement from distance, and there's some fittings through online appointments.
So you are responsible for taking your own measurements.
Yeah, in a certain way, you are taking part in the creation of your suit. So you need to be careful. But I'm guessing there's a lot of challenges in making this, but I'm guessing they found out how to do it because, first of all, their cuts are a bit slim, so you have less room to do mistakes.
Exactly.
And they are still performing. So I think they have done quite good. They have nice fabrics, and their price is not so expensive. So they start around $3,000 for a bespoke suit, $3,000, so it's not even euros. And they do made to measure. It's slightly cheaper as well. And then it's always the same thing. It's the fabric that will decide, and the options that will decide for the price, which is quite good. They have quite good reviews, and I think they are doing a good job. It's not really bespoke.
Okay, but then you need to provide the measurements. You need to provide maybe a picture of your body.
Exactly. There's some back and forth, but that's also the beauty of it.
And how is it also like 5 fittings or like?
No, I don't think there is that much, to be honest.
But they need to send to the customer.
So they send, and then the customer send it back.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
It's reworked. They send it. So there's some back and forth.
But it's hard. It's even on like a FaceTime call, it's showing something. You know, I did personal trainings online, and it was
it's difficult.
It was hard.
Yeah, but there's something different. So in this case, as a personal trainer, you need to touch sometimes the person to show them how to move their body to do an action.
But even as a tailor, you need to touch the body and see, okay, there's a hump, there's here, something like...
Yeah, but you can tell quite quickly because I'm doing some online tailoring myself, and I can quickly tell just by, even without wearing a suit, there's many things I can tell on the body. The way the shoulders are, the way the whole body is, and unless you have a very, very specific body, which is 1%, so it's quite rare. The rest of the bodies, as soon as I see the suit on someone, I can tell right away here, there, and here.
You know that there's a joke about bespoke tailor in Polish, and it's like one guy received his bespoke suit, and like, okay, but here it's I see wrinkles here. It's like sticking out something. Okay, you need to stand like this, lean forward, take exactly. your hand back, and then this guy went out from the bespoke atelier, and some people commented on him like, oh, this guy, I think he's handicapped, but the suit looks great on him.
We have a joke in France
So
also.
he adjusted to the suit, not the way
exactly.
around.
And we have a joke also like this, and this in France, and the suit looks very bad on the person. Is like, yeah, but look at yourself. It shows that your shoulders is crooked and your body is like this, and you have a build like that. Well, you are lucky that this guy could make a suit for you, even.
Yeah, exactly the same. It's the same joke, just
exactly
said differently.
That's what we do in France. We do the same like anyone else, but with the French flavor.
Mm.
No, but yeah. So you can go far, I would say. Even as an advisor, when you are a tailor, you have even more power upon that. So I would say it's quite enough for most people. So no, it works really. But again, it is bespoke in a certain way, but it's not really bespoke.
But you don't have the experience.
If you're an advisor, no. If you're a tailor, yes, you're better.
I mean, you don't have the experience as a customer.
To do that.
To do that, it's something different. Go to a atelier.
I mean,
to drink coffee with your tailor, to discuss, to touch the fabrics, because how it even looks. Then do they send all the bunches with fabrics? No.
Yeah. That's always what I even advise to my customer. If you have any opportunity to come to the showroom, to see for yourself, there's so many things that goes way faster. It's a whole experience that is way more fun, way more interesting. For
me, the biggest issue is, for example, ordering the suits, is that I see those fabrics just on a picture.
Yeah. And
because
you cannot really
it's
tell.
So many thousands of fabrics.
Yeah.
And it's not possible to order all the small samples of the fabrics.
Yeah, but look, what we are talking about, we are privileged when we are living in the city, when we can go. Lots of those people that are doing it online, it's either because they live far from everything, so it's the same for them, or they found something in a brand that they don't find in their area. It doesn't exist around them.
For example, the brand that you told you described, and then more Askoki, they don't have any they don't have any physical atelier.
No.
I guess.
No. This article of style, I think they have probably one big shop. It's been a while that I haven't checked on them, to be honest. So maybe they grew since then, but you don't really need, because since your business is mainly focused online, you don't really need to have so much space.
Yeah, but if you have money, if you have money to order a Askoki suit or any other bespoke, I guess you need to have money to order bespoke suit.
Yeah. But I would say
or be an
is another subject.
Or in an influencer.
Yeah, exactly.
Then you
get everything for free.
Exactly. Guys, DM us with collabs. No, I'm joking. I'm not. But
that's funny. We're discussing about this. So my Instagram has been growing more and more, and I've been now talking a lot with a lot of influencers like you that it's job to. And I'm still at the border, and let's talk about this in 30 more episodes when I'm on the other side of the fence. But now I'm just on the fence, and I'm seeing all those influencers getting everything for free. And I'm like, all right, guys,
you just need to dare to ask. But guys, we are actually discussing our first podcast collab. Yeah. So stay tuned. We will have maybe some cool outfits.
Yeah, but
pretty excited.
The idea for us is, of course, we are excited about those type of collabs, and we are always excited to try ourselves some new clothes. But for us, what is super important is to remain independent in the way we present. Exactly, and we have some experience, so every time we would do a collab, it's going to be for us the opportunity to show you what we really think about this brand, why it's good, why it's not so good, or what to manage the expectations on certain things. If we are doing it, it's because we believe that it's good or that there is something good. So we will always do it. Or we are just
curious to try.
Yeah, exactly.
And then we can decide if it's good or if it's
so it's to give an honest opinion all the time. And that's the fun part of it. So then you can have our opinion on this thing and you can tell if you are interested, or we can also find some alternative if this is the style that you like. But that's the idea behind.
Yeah, but talking about going back to the topic, if you have money, so you can actually take a flight and go to physical
or wait for a trend show, because a lot of those brands, they come to your cities. But that's the thing with Ask Hockey, and that I am I'm surprised, I'm interested, but I think I kind of know where it's coming from, and it's the aura of the brand, because Ask Hockey is quite expensive. So you are more around 4,000.
But the style is also very bold, and it's different.
It's very bold and very special. And I would say that it's quite expensive. In a certain way, you could say, for what it is. But on the other hand, it's quite unique. And there's some aura behind it, there's a real brand, because Ask Hockey, this guy is bold, and a lot of people are mad at him because of what he's doing and because of his attitude.
There is some beef between him and a Permanent Style.
I've seen that. That was quite funny, actually.
If I was Simon, I would just check it out, because I don't think he wrote that it's not interesting. Yeah, and I think it's more interesting than most of the tailors. You know what's the name of Geese and Hawks? No, the suit that Brad Pitt had, the green one.
Oh yeah.
It was back in the days. It was the drape cut of Savile Row. Right now Ask Hockey has the drape cut, but this tailor, they don't have it anymore.
Okay.
It's just slim fit, and even the Brad Pitt suit, it looked like Suit Supply.
Yeah, that's true.
It looked just regular, and the pockets were not on his hips. The pockets were in the front.
Okay.
And it wasn't it wasn't a drape cut. Guys, drape cut is just something that is more.
Bigger, more fluidity,
and you can see the drape like straight lines.
But it's not a sack suit.
No, it's not sack suit. It's American. No, it's
exactly.
This tailor is from Savile Row. I forgot. I'm so bad at names.
Ask Hockey is not falling into that either. So it's not the sack suit, but it's quite big. This guy is quite big.
I mean, full cut trousers. So those trousers can. You have space for two persons in those trousers.
They don't look good on everyone,
No.
I would say. You certainly need to have some athletic figure. I think it looks nice also when you are quite tall.
I mean, if you're even slender, it can look good as well.
Yeah, exactly. But you need to have a real work on the drape, and depending on the fabric, it will suit more or less good as well, because the fabric has a lot of influence on how a garment will look on you, basically.
But if you have money, you can go to Luca Rubinacci, to Napoli, and everyone that orders his suit can stay at his Casa Rubinacci, at his home.
That's a very nice experience. Yeah.
So it's something different, and even Luca Rubinacci, his suits are also a bit looser.
Yeah.
You always have space, even in the times when slim fit suits were very popular, like 10 years ago, 15 years ago. Luca Rubinacci still had his like in-house style that you had space to move in those jackets, and I think Luca Rubinacci is still the most expensive tailor. Not Luca, Rubinacci.
Rubinacci,
yeah. Because Luca is not a tailor. He's just the owner. His dad is a tailor.
But that's the thing. When you know, and no one knows better what a classic cut is, and the reason why a classic cut is has those features than the tailor, they have no reason to change. Of course, they will always adapt a tiny bit depending on the.
I'm just checking the name of the tailor.
Yeah, they will always adapt slightly, but at some point, you know what fits good, and you know why it fits good, and there is no reason for you to start doing the low raise or those tight fit. It's just too bad.
Anderson and Shepard,
Anderson and Shepard, okay.
Yeah,
but so basically, I would say that in this case, in the Ask Hockey case, it's because he's very bold and cocky, and and he says a lot of interesting things as well. But he's saying, it's like entertainment. It's American way of saying things. So he's going straight to the point, and he's like, it's either black or white. There's no middle ground. There's no subtlety, and that I find it's fun. He says a lot of right things. He says bullshit as well, but there is a lot of truth to what
he has
saying.
arguments even
Exactly.
for the BS.
Exactly, and I would say that he turns the BS into a point of view, and that's his strength.
It's just his opinion.
Yeah, exactly. And
Everyone can have opinion.
Absolutely, and I think it's for people that are like permanent style that have been in there for a long time. It feels a bit like there's a lot of contempt in what he's saying. You know, like he despises a bit the new stuff. Is like, it's not so interesting. It is interesting.
I think he's more traditional.
Exactly, but he can go there and he can say, and then there was Ask Oki stories. It was quite funny. There was Ask Oki stories saying, "Oh, we are not interested in using this guy is interesting because he was wearing a cut or a suit that was not so." And of course, it's two words that are fighting one another. And I disagree. I think that what Ask Oki is doing is quite interesting. I think that permanent style, even if it dislikes, should go a bit further to say, I prefer this, but he cannot deny that the cuts are interesting. He cannot deny that it's something that is not so common. And what is not so common is also what he's providing. So he's providing a cut that is quite uncommon. Of course, there are tailors that can do this cut, but we are talking about the one guy that is reaching out to millions of people.
Yeah, and he was popularizing full cut trousers.
Exactly. So this is a phenomenon that is interesting by default. So instead of just looking back on the side and being like, oh, those are the young wolves that are not interesting. No, I don't know. Discuss about it. And I would say that by discussing also, there could be a bridge, because if there's some flaws in what Ask Oki is doing, then he could improve them. But of course, if you go full beef fighting him like that, that's shit.
It's not interesting. It is interesting. It's more interesting than tailors that are just sitting in their ateliers and they don't have that influence on people. They don't have that reach. Like Ask Oki has over 1 million followers on Instagram. And people, most of those followers, they will never be able to afford his suits. But maybe they will go to another tailors and try to order trousers like that.
But that's why also he is doing a lot of this almost coaching life coach, and that's why he has so many people following him, because they don't only follow for the garments, they follow for the attitude at some point. And I would say that's quite interesting, because we talk a lot about clothes are important. But the attitude of someone, what is his aura, what he's saying, what he feels, what he thinks, is very important as well. For me, it's as important as what he's wearing. So for example, I've been following, his name is Crampton, right?
Simon
Crampton. I've been following Simon for a very long time, and lots of the knowledge that I have in the tailoring and so on comes from him. So I owe him a lot, and I'm certainly not saying anything wrong directly about him. But I'm sorry, what Ask Oki is bringing, maybe it's not the heritage, maybe it's not the tailoring, but he's bringing some attitude, and that is also interesting.
I would be interested in reading Simon's review of Ask Oki suits.
Yeah, but also there's something that is
beneficial for both sides.
For both, yeah. And I think that was super interesting is also the idea that Ask Oki is bringing, that you need to be a bit bold. You need to be yourself and accept to make your own mistakes, and you need to impose yourself. And you can do that. Of course, you can do that. Not in a stupid way, like destroying everything around you to be the only center of attention. But you can just bring some good stuff. You can bring some colors in your garments. You can bring some attitude, and that makes life richer and less bland. So that, I think, it's something that we can take from him. Even if you don't, being a gentleman, there's all this thing. Being a gentleman is being humble, and you need to let your ego going away. And I think there's been too much things saying about the ego without really knowing what it is. ego is not bad by default. It's what you do with this energy that can be bad. If it's only to bring people down around you, yeah, it's bad. But if it's to bring people up with you, then it's good. So it's a bit more complex than this. And being a gentleman is not always being disappearing under the carpet behind a black tuxedo, you know.
But do you think that it's even possible to create a good bespoke suit online?
Yeah.
Would you go for that, or rather
I would
the
say
traditional way?
I would say that it's two different things. I would say that saying that it's bespoke is not true. It's not really bespoke. But also I have my own way. I'm a very traditional person when it comes to giving names to things. So, for example, in art, I don't consider everything being art. You know, nowadays everything is art. Just doing something nice or crafting something becomes art. I disagree with that. But I don't think it's bad because it's not art. I don't think that the ultimate thing is art.
Yeah,
Same thing with suit.
But definition of bespoke is that the pattern is made just for you. So maybe the pattern is made just for that person that orders.
Yeah, but when you are thinking about bespoke, you also think that there's gonna be this atelier that you can locate.
Interaction.
Exactly, that you can see the ends making it, and every time you are coming, this person knows about you and is doing it in the same way he's always been doing. So meeting those people that have been there forever is always different than being online, because you don't know. You don't see those people, you don't know if it's the same. Maybe your suit is going through 10 person, which is probably the case. So you will have the handmade. You will probably have something that is also very well made. I don't know, but that's the problem. I don't know.
Yeah.
And the fact that you don't know doesn't make it a real bespoke in that regard.
Yeah, because we've seen some Askoki suits that looked not so great. You know, this guy.
We had a big loss about this one. So
in this very like not crowded room.
Yeah. So there was this. Oftentimes, Askoki is sending pictures of his customers that have some experience with him.
That was a video or something, I think.
In this case, the picture was enough.
Yeah.
And so he's sending me a story, and I replied to you.
Yeah.
But instead of replying to you, I replied to Askoki.
Yeah, like, but he commented.
The fuck, called the cops.
Yeah.
Because in the picture, you have a guy that is wearing like a $6,000 suit, and he's living in a dump. So behind him, everything is all over the place.
Yeah, it was some kind of doll even.
There was some doll.
Like mannequin. Yeah.
He looked like a serial killer. And I sent to him, what the fuck, called the cops. And then I realized that I sent that to Askoki instead of sending to you. So I was like, oops.
Yeah, but the suit had some like extra fabric here on the front as well. And Askoki commented later that the fabric will be taken.
Okay. Yeah, he should have worked more on the interior design of his house than on the suit.
Yeah, but for me it was funny that somebody that can afford the suit had like a room that looked like that. But maybe they just moved in. Yeah, but
well,
still, I wouldn't share that.
Maybe about to move out, but not to move in. Maybe he has this Diogen syndrome, you know, when you collect stuff and you just
like what's it's called?
It's Diogen syndrome. I don't know
you're collecting stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't remember.
But anyways, you can have a lot of very different customers, I guess. And to be fair, on this guy, it didn't suit so well because he had this a bit round shape. And
I think his shoulders were a bit like to the front, and that's why it was too much fabric here.
Yeah,
on the
maybe
chest.
The final one is better, but that's also one thing. With certain suits, certain types of suit, the attitude is super important, and the attitude is also the way your posture. And certain posture or certain suits ask for a certain posture, and even if it's bespoke, you just don't have the posture. And some, they used to be able to do that, but the atelier cannot afford to do that anymore. They would say, I don't know if I can make a suit for you because you don't really have the shape that works. Or
First, you need to go to a personal trainer.
exactly, and then come back.
Yeah.
No, they cannot really allow themselves to do that anymore, and not so many could do that. But or they're just gonna be honest. It's not gonna suit like this to
But
you.
I feel like it's also easier to make a suit that it's looser in the fit, not so close to the body online, even in call it bespoke, because I remember when I ordered my first bespoke suit, it was maybe 2015 or maybe 17, and then it was more like closer to the body, and my silhouette, I'm still training, I was a bit slimmer back then, but still it was very hard. So I think we finished with 5 fittings, but it was still, after a while, I needed to make some adjustments. But nowadays with those looser fits, those drape cuts, as they call it, it's just easier. It is even easier when the fabric is heavier.
Well, definitely so. It is easy. There's some cheat codes, So heavier fabrics, looser cuts will always help. But I would say to a certain extent, because when you have this type of very drapey, especially for the trousers, I don't have this experience, but I would assume that it's not that easy to have something that fits super nicely, because you're still expecting the drape to be in a certain way, And for example, this guy was the proof that not so easy to match it.
I think his shoulders were just quite narrow.
Yeah, and he was talking about something that is very interesting also, and we're talking about the power of technology helping out with this. And he actually commented on Blue Jello, we just had an article, and we have our own algorithm that help us. It's an in-house algorithm that help us to. It's a tool that help us to find the best cuts or to adjust. And this tool is just making things faster. It doesn't replace us. We are always taking the decision in the end. But instead of having 3 back and forth, there's only 2 or only 1, because this algorithm help us going faster. And he was commenting on that, we are doing this, or I don't know the cocky way he said it, but like they're on top of the game with algorithm and stuff like this. I don't know about that. There are probably a lot about fake it till you make it. But to be honest, maybe not. I don't know. But what I want to say is that I can imagine that it's not that easy with this type of cut to have something that looks very nice, and probably those algorithms are helping, and that would be also quite interesting for them to talk a bit more about how they work and how they
Ask
help
Koki,
them.
they have an algorithm.
Yeah, but how it works for them, how they use it, is it an in-house one, is it something that is outsourced? All those questions are also interesting, but
or maybe they
might
just
not answer.
say that and it's not the case. I don't know.
Yeah, and that's the problem. We are always getting back to this idea. We don't know. There's way more clarity in bespoke than there is in the online bespoke, and it's almost as if there was a third category with the online.
I mean, my suit supplier, because I also have a suit supplier. I'm thinking of ordering some extra garments and having on Scolare. They just take all the measurements from, for example, Europe, Asia, and they also have some their algorithm, like what works for people from this part of the world, this part of the world, and you can just easily change if you want to have a looser fit or like closer to the body. So we'll see.
But I mean, at the end of the day, if we were a bit to summarize the ideas around this, I would say that online bespoke exists, but it's never going to be offline or
it lacks the experience.
Real life
it's
bespoke.
Different.
It's going to be different. The quality is certainly here. Again, an excellent made to measure reaches the making of an okay bespoke. And of course, there's going to be a lot of people coming at us. No, it's not true because the stitching is not.
You can order hand stitching even in made to measure. And
Yeah.
I saw so many crappy bespokes even
Yeah, exactly.
that I wouldn't even wear it.
No, exactly. At the end of the day, remember that it's about having a suit that fits nicely and that you
Looks
are happy
good.
to wear and that looks good. So it's not, and I would say it's almost to put the bespoke in real life in another category. And I would say, yes, I agree that they are a bit aggressive in the advertising when they are pretending that it is bespoke.
Yeah, there
It's not really
are
bespoke.
some made to measure people. They call themselves tailors.
Yeah, exactly. They are not tailors.
They are not tailors. They call themselves bespoke
advisor.
tailors, and it's not even bespoke. It's just made to measure.
Yeah,
and
but,
they are not even tailors. So
exactly.
there are a lot of BS.
In France, they don't do that anymore because there's been a lot of people slapping their their fingers. But I would say,
it should be regulated.
yeah, it should be probably because it's a bit unfair to play on those words. I can be a very good advisor. I've done awesome suit to people, and I know they're gonna wear them for a long time, and they're gonna look good in a long time with them. But I would never pretend to be a tailor. What?
Yeah, you not call yourself a tailor.
Never, because I know what it takes to be a real tailor.
So, guys, if you wanna call yourself a tailor, you need to go through school.
Yeah, exactly. You need to go to a school. You need to learn.
Get an exam or something. There are exams.
And the best exam is to have your own bespoke atelier.
Yeah.
When you are capable to make suit for people and you're living with that.
So wrapping up, you can order a bespoke online, but it's not the same. You lack of the experience going in the bespoke atelier and having physical contact.
Yeah, but it's still gonna be a very awesome suit. That's for sure.
Exactly. Yeah. So that's all, guys.
And roast us, Ask Koki, if you dare.
Yeah, I would love to check your suit because as Koki, you have very similar silhouette. We're both training.
Yeah,
so that would be actually very cool to check out this outfit. But yeah, I wish maybe.
Yeah, who knows? Dream. I mean, who knows? Why not? Maybe not today, maybe tomorrow.
Maybe. Okay, guys.
All right, guys.
Thank you for this episode. As always, reach us on Instagram, YouTube, Spotify. Just drop us a DM if you have some idea for next episode. Yeah.
Ciao. Guys.